2008, if you were talking about MSC and luxury travel in the same sentence, let's be honest, in 2008, not a lot of people were. You were talking about the Yacht Club. But in 2023, MSC Group entered the luxury cruise market with the launch of Explora Journeys. This is a brand that was targeted explicitly at lines such as Regent Seven Seas, Silversea, and Seabourn. Hi, I'm Jan.
And I'm Tracy. In this video, we're going to compare our experiences on the Yacht Club aboard the MSC World America with our recent transatlantic aboard Explora Journeys Explora I. And we're going to look at what these products offer to you, who we think they're best for, and whether paying more for Explora is actually worth it.
Now, first of all, it's the ships themselves, and here they could not be more different due to their very different philosophies. MSC's new ship, which is the World America, while being a beautiful ship, is very much a contemporary mega ship, weighing in at over 250,000 gross tons with a double capacity of over 5,200 passengers.
And on our sailing, we were sailing at over 5,600 passengers, and that's exactly why the Yacht Club works so well for us. So while thousands of guests were enjoying the entire ship, only the Yacht Club guests have access to its private exclusive space. The Yacht Club pool deck, the sun deck, the top sail lounge, the concierge. They also have 2 exclusive restaurants, which includes this new dining concept called La Brasserie, just for dinner and just for MSC Yacht Club guests.
Now, on the other hand, the Explora I is a quarter of the size of the World America with less than 20% of the passengers. While the official double capacity is 922 passengers, we've sailed on Explora Journeys 3 times, and we've never sailed on them with more than 750 passengers. And on this one transatlantic cruise, we only had 680 passengers. So that means that on this one sailing, Explora I offered almost 94 gross tons per person compared to just 39 gross tons per person on the World America.
So this means that being on Explora, despite not having the exclusive ship-in-the-ship concept like you would have on the MSC World America, the entire Explora experience feels like the spacious feeling that you would get stepping inside of the Yacht Club. In essence, however, instead of just having the luxury part of the ship, Explora gives you the entire ship of luxury.
And the Explora I is a ship that boasts not just one small pool and the one hot tub that you find in the World America's Yacht Club, but it has a total of 4 pools and 5 hot tubs. And actually, 4 of those hot tubs are actually double hot tubs, so you really have 4 pools and 9 hot tubs, which is really, really wonderful.
And on the Explora Journeys, our favorite pool is the conservatory pool. It's really big, and it even has a retractable roof. And at nighttime, it resembles something like you're going to see in a small boutique hotel. It's beautifully well lit, and at nighttime, they even host evening movies with popcorn.
Now, in addition to the 1 pool and the 1 hot tub that you have in the World America's Yacht Club, you do have additional pools outside. However, they quickly become congested, especially on sea days.
Now, what you will find in the World America that you're not going to find in the Explora I, besides more people, there's a lot more recreational activities. So there's several water slides. There's a dry slide that drops you from deck 20 down to deck 8. You're going to have bumper cars and even a chair ride that hangs you over the side of the ship.
Now, as fun as those are, the venues for the evening's entertainment on these 2 ships are also very different. On the World America, you have 2 main venues. You have the World Theater, which is at the front of the ship, which is your traditional theater. And then you have the Panorama Lounge, which provides that more intimate venue at the back of the ship. Now, being a smaller ship, the Explora I offers this evening entertainment in the Journeys Lounge, which at night feels more like an upscale cocktail lounge than a theater with its individual chairs and small cocktail tables.
And the entertainment in these venues is as different as the venues themselves. So for example, the World America features a large production cast, has singers and dancers and aerialists, but they also have really cool programs such as Queen Symphonic, which is a highly produced show that makes use of these large LED screens, and it creates this illusion that there's an orchestra in the background and it's being performed in the back of the Panorama Lounge. It's really cool.
Now on Explora I, the production cast really consists of a smaller group of singers and dancers who primarily sing song reviews, and they will also serve as the opening act for the ship's guest entertainers. And it's the guest entertainers where Explora really shines. For our cruise, we had a guest performer who was Nathan James, who was the lead singer for the classic rock band Inglorious, and also was a lead vocalist for the Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
And Explora Journeys also offers special acts. And for example, for us, we had a magician. He was great. He was funny, and he did a great magic show. But on the World America, they do have a dedicated comedy bar, which was also amazing.
Now, one advantage of the World America Yacht Club is that your butler will escort you to your guaranteed seats for each of the evening shows. Now, unless you book one of the ocean residences, which are a lot more expensive, you'll have no such butler on the Explora I. Instead, if you want to get your choice of seats, you're going to have to arrive arrive early into the Journeys Lounge to get your seat.
Now let's move on to the suites. So on both ships, you are going to enjoy comfortable verandas in both ships. And when you enter the room for the first time, you immediately recognize in their DNA that somehow they're related. But as you look even deeper, you realize they are distant cousins.
Now, the World America's Yacht Club Deluxe Suite feels comfortable with its 323 square feet, including its balcony. It boasts a really comfortable king-size bed. It has a couch. It has a large table that is large enough for room service. It has a long desk. It has a fully stocked mini fridge, which is great. It has loads of storage space and even has a Nespresso coffee maker inside.
Now, as nice as the Yacht Club's deluxe veranda is, the Explora's base room takes it to another level. We're talking entry-level rooms. The entry-level rooms measure in at 377 square feet, and it has a veranda that is 75 square feet. This room has everything that you also have in the Yacht Club, but it also has a lot more.
Although, interestingly, the World America's Yacht Club cabin has a chair and a couch, whereas Explora's Ocean Terrace only has the couch.
But Explora doubles down on the storage space. For starters, it has a walk-in closet with a 7-drawer chest. It has 2 wardrobes. It also has a separate vanity area that is lit up. And my favorite, it has a Dyson hairdryer.
From the walk-in closet, you enter into the Ocean Terrace's bathroom with a long counter, has plenty of storage space for toiletries, and a huge walk-in shower. Now, the Yacht Club's bathroom is only just a little bit smaller, but it still has a really large walk-in shower, which is nice, but it lacks the heated floors that you'll find in the Explorer's bathroom. Now, if you think this is a gimmick, I'll tell you, walk into the Explorer's bathroom in your bare feet in the morning, you're going to quickly realize how wonderful of an option this is.
If the walk-in closet on Explora's Ocean Terrace isn't the big difference, the balcony certainly is. So the Yacht Club balcony is large, but the Explorer's balcony is 20 square feet larger. And both of them are big, and they are large enough to have 2 chairs and a table, which is large enough for room service. The difference is Explorer's chairs aren't those vinyl types that you're going to find on the Yacht Club. Rather, they're cushioned and very comfortable. Additionally, they have a chase lounger, which is perfect to relax in when you're watching the ocean go by.
Now, the focal point of any of the yacht clubs on MSC is going to be the top sail lounge. On World America, this is actually larger than the other classes. We love that the fact that there is a lot of ample and comfortable seating that you can relax in. Also, you have a bar with really great and attentive bartenders and waitstaff. We also love the wraparound floor-to-ceiling windows that looks out to the front of the ship, and often there's going to be a pianist or another musician providing evening entertainment. Also, once during the cruise, the Yacht Club is going to offer an afternoon tea, which is really well done.
Now, of course, outside of the Yacht Club, the World America does have several really well thought out bars and lounges. For example, they have the Gin Project, the Masters at Sea, the Elixir, and many others. And what we really enjoyed, that these are simply not just different cocktail lounges sharing the same basic design, but each of them has their own distinct personality. And despite these bars being open to the entire ship, we actually went in there before and after some of the shows, and this is on a crowded sailing. We found that they weren't crowded at all.
Now, the Explora Journeys answer to the top sail is the Explora Lounge, which also is at the front of the ship and also has this similar kind of floor-to-ceiling windows, but is much larger than top sail lounge. But of course, this is a lounge that is for all of the guests of the Explora Journeys and not just the 300 or so that you have in the Yacht Club. Now, just with the top sail lounge, there will be musicians that are playing background music in the evenings, including on one of the 3 Steinway pianos that are on board. But while the Yacht Club will only have afternoon tea once per sailing, Explorer actually offers a really nice tea service every afternoon.
No, so right next to the Explorer Lounge on the Explora Journeys, you have the malt whiskey bar, which just like the other bartenders on board is going to whip up all kinds of whiskey-based drinks. Additionally, there are several outside bars, and there's several inside lounges on board, including the Astern Lounge and the lobby bar. Plus, you have the bar at the conservatory, which has that retractable roof, which is so neat.
Now, the Explorer Lounge never seems crowded on the Explorer Journeys, but the Astern Lounge can get busy at times, and we think that the lobby bar, which is the central feature, almost kind of the atrium portion of the Explorer ships, really has far less seating than it really needs. It only seats 40 people, and its use of 3-seat clusters really makes it difficult for 2 couples to be able to find seating, especially for a pre-dinner drink.
Now let's start talking about the food, and this is where you start seeing the biggest differences on the experience on the World America in the Yacht Club and our experience on Explora I. So the World America's Yacht Club does offer several places for dining. So when you're getting some sun, you can go to the Yacht Club Sun Deck, and nearby that you have the Yacht Club Grill and Bar. Now, the World America does not offer the buffet venues like you've seen on other MSC ships. It does, however, offer made-to-order breakfasts and lunch items, and those are available throughout the day.
Now, in the Yacht Club, you also have complimentary room service to include the MSC's artesian pizzas, which we believe are some of the best at sea. The room service is quick and it's delivered hot to your room.
For more formal dining, you have the Yacht Club restaurant, and this overlooks the Top Sail Lounge. And this is beyond breakfast and lunch. It does offer a rotating menu for different cuisines.
Then you have the La Brasserie. Now, this is actually new for the Yacht Club on the World America. And while this is a buffet during breakfast and lunch and is available to all 5,600 passengers on this ship, in the evenings it transforms to an exclusive restaurant just for Yacht Club guests, which serves a tapas-style menu that is designed for sharing or not. Now, while we consider the Yacht Club restaurant as really being a good main dining room, La Brasserie really is at that specialty restaurant level.
Now, speaking of specialty restaurants, outside of the Yacht Club on the MSC World America, you have quite a few specialty restaurants, and I think all of them are pretty good. But our favorite is the Butcher's Cut. That is a steakhouse, and it is probably one of our most favorite steakhouses on any cruise ship. Unfortunately, specialty dining outside of the Yacht Club, it's not complimentary, which is not the only thing that separates these two experiences.
Yeah, because on Explora Journeys, except for Anthology, all the dining on board is complimentary. While there isn't any traditional main dining rooms on Explora, you do have Fil Rouge, which is your French-inspired restaurant, and you have your Med Yacht Club, which is your Italian and Mediterranean restaurant. You can eat at these two restaurants as often as you wish in the evening. While technically reservations are not required, we recommend that if you want to have a specific table time, go on and make reservations anyway. Now, Fil Rouge is also your sit-down restaurant for breakfast each day, and the Med Yacht Club serves lunch on sea days. No reservations are necessary for these.
Now, the other two restaurants that are on board the Explorer, one that do require reservations, are Marble & Company, that's Explora's steakhouse, and our favorite, Sakura, which is the Asian fusion restaurant. Now, again, all four of these restaurants on Explora Journeys are complimentary, and they would compete favorably with any specialty restaurant on any other ships. Now, again, like I mentioned before, Sakura and Marble & Company do require a reservation, and when you are on board, you are initially limited to one guaranteed dining per sailing. However, you can get second and third reservations on a space available basis when you are on longer sailings. So, for example, on our transatlantic, we ate at Marble & Company twice, and we got to eat at Sakura 3 times.
However, on port days, Sakura is open with no reservations required for lunch for sushi, or you can grab a bento box.
Then there's the big surprise, which is Explora Marketplace on Explora Journeys. Now, on the World America, the buffet is large and has a great variety of dishes available to include some of the best selections of fruit and vegetables we've ever seen on any cruise ship. The Explora's buffet, the Explora Marketplace, plays to a completely different level.
For our money, this is the best buffet at sea. It has a great selection of dishes that includes, among other things, pasta, sushi, made-to-order ceviche. In the evenings, you can get a lobster tail and oysters on the half shell.
Of course, this is also where you can get that world-famous MSC pizza, and it is just as good as what you get on the World America.
Now, in addition to all these venues, you have complimentary quick room service, which you can order to your room or even to the Explorer Lounge. In Crema Cafe, which is their coffee area, not only can you get any specialty restaurant you want, complimentary of course, but also you can get pastries and light snacks throughout the day.
So while we enjoyed the food on the World America and in the Yacht Club, honestly, we think that the food on the Explorer I is just levels ahead.
Yeah, but an area that Yacht Club really shines is in service. We found that between our butler and the Yacht Club, the service we had on the World America was the best we've ever had on any ship at all, regardless of the category.
Now, the service on the Explorer was very good. We never had any issues with it. But as good as the service was that we received, and we did get exceptional service, it's really hard to compete with having a butler as attentive as proactive as we had when we were on the World America. He was the best.
Yeah, he really was. Now, both experiences also include many additional inclusions that are not offered on many other cruises. On the World America Yacht Club, for example, you receive Browse Internet, their premium drink package, and a complimentary access to the ship's thermal spa anytime you want. Now, you get inclusions also on Explora Journeys, but they're a bit more elevated. First of all, you get all your common beverages included as part of your fare. And while the Yacht Club offers complimentary browse Wi-Fi, Explora actually provides internet that's so fast you can stream videos no problem at all for no additional fee. Additionally, you also have access to Explora's thermal spa, which unlike the World America, we never felt crowded.
So let's talk about cost, because cost is always going to be consideration for us. So on our Explora I sailing, it cost us just under $12,000. And that was for two of us for 16 days. And that works out to about $744 a day. By comparison, the World America cost right about $5,900 over 7 days. And that was for the two of us. So that works out to $843 a day. So it was about $100 more for us to sail on MSC World America than it was on the Explora Journeys cruise.
Of course, we understand this is really not comparing an apples and apples comparison, as we are on a transatlantic on Explora I, and transatlantics are usually the best value cruises of any cruise line. But these costs do illustrate the difference between the cost per day for the two people. It really isn't that great between these two experiences.
So which is the best experience? And here, we honestly have to say it really depends on you.
Yes, because if you want to take advantage of all those things that a large ship is able to provide, for example, having a larger production shows, having the water slides and all the other recreational activities, as well as being able to be pampered by your own personal butler and having the refuge of the Top Sail Lounge, the World America's Yacht Club might be best for you.
Or if you have children, the World America might be the better choice. Now, both of these lines are owned by MSC, which is very family friendly. And both the World America and the Explora Journeys do have kids programs on ships. But if you have older kids, honestly, we do think that the World America, with its Do-Re-Mi Club and the variety of extra recreational venues that you have, might be a better fit for you, while you can go and relax in the Yacht Club compared to the Explora Journeys.
However, if you put a premium on having some of the best cuisine we've ever had at sea, sailing on a small ship that is elegant versus glamorous, and having the feeling of being on a luxury ship instead of a luxury enclave of a ship, we strongly recommend Explora Journeys. Now, if you're still not convinced, watch these two full reviews of both of these cruises and judge yourself. And until that next horizon, keep on traveling.